Let me know when we live.
Hey, hey, what's going on, sports fans? This is Sean with Boxing and Basketball, back here with my co-host T Diddy, and I got a favorite coming on soon. One of your favorites, Carcino himself. We're just waiting for our Carcino to hop on in just a little bit. Um, if y'all didn't watch, me and T Diddy had a good video shoot yesterday. He was at the Charles Martin Luis Ortiz fight. And look, T Diddy, and I also heard that Luis Ortiz fractured his hand with that knockout.
Really?
Yeah, he hurt his hand.
Now that is news to me. I didn't.
Well,
That's why I like. That's why I like talking to you, Sean. You always got the inside scoop. Anybody want the inside scoop? Listen to Sean, man. 2-3 times a week, however many times he go live, he gonna keep you up to date.
Hey, listen, y'all. T Diddy is the one. Listen, T Diddy, if y'all don't know, is sitting on valuable resources. Listen, T Diddy be at the fights. I be needing T Diddy to videotape for me because he's there. He can get all the behind scenes. T Diddy be at main boxing gym. T Diddy done bounced around to every boxing gym there is in the city of Houston. If can anybody get me video or interviews, it's going to be T Diddy.
Definitely, man. We got a boxing group on Facebook called, it's like hashtag, but it's None So Strong Boxing. It's hashtag None So Strong, like all one word, and then space hashtag boxing. But None So Strong Boxing is one of the best boxing websites on Facebook because it's a lot of I actually even joined a few, and then that's when I decided to do my own because I seen like a lot of mistakes that they were making and misrepresentation and false information and bad points of views because they don't actually box. So I'm just like that boxing boxing elite. You ever heard of that group on Facebook?
Yeah, I've seen them. I got about a good 10 groups I'm in also. I've seen Boxing Elite.
Yeah, they're garbage. I'm like, how do you start a boxing group if you never box? Like, I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get it. He got all these silly little rules, and oh my god, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make my own. So.
Man, T Diddy, one day, man, I got to show you all the boxing trophies and stuff I got when I used to box.
I gotta see that, man. I cannot imagine you boxing, man. I cannot imagine it.
Yep. So I started off at I had my first couple of smokers at 165 pounds. But then then after the smokers and I got into get my passport and my book, I dropped down to back then. T Diddy, you know this. You've been around a long time. The weights have changed now. Now the weight is 141, but when I fought, it was 139.
Exactly.
And let me tell you something. I would have loved if I could have had those 2 extra pounds. Hey, those 2 pounds don't sound like a lot, but my God, when you're losing weight, it is. It's everything.
2 pounds is in boxing. 2 pounds is like life and death.
Yep, especially when you're trying to lose that weight. Let me see if I can find this video real quick. Don't worry, y'all. We're going to get into this Lakers situation in just a second. Let me see. All right, I got it right here, T Diddy. Let me see.
What we got?
Let me copy it, put it over here, see if I can share it.
This Sean is also, besides having all the inside scoop, this man is a technology expert. He let me watch the 6ix9ine video live while I was on the air, baby.
Yep.
Live reaction, man. I seen booties bouncing all over. Yellow booties, red booties, green booties, blue booties, purple booties, pink booties. Goodness gracious.
All right, so let's check this out. All right, so don't worry about it, Lakers fans. We're going to get to the Lakers in just a minute. Still not sure where Carcino's at. Hopefully he'll be on here soon.
And you
All
know,
right.
Lakers play tonight. They playing the Sacramento Kings tonight.
Yes, they do.
We owe them. They did us dirty last time, so we got something for them. Okay,
All right.
let me see some. Let me
So
see something.
I think I shot this a couple years ago, I think.
So our mic's not muted.
Oh no, you can't. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Damn, look at Sean Sean done put in some real work. Okay. I gotta put some respect on your name now, man. I did not know you had that. That's see them. Oh. See them other boys. They be in the game, but they ain't in the game. You got to be in the game. That way you can have a greater perspective.
What's going on, Carcino?
Oh, is this live or what's happening?
Well, no. Well, me and TD were talking a little bit about boxing before you got on, and I was just telling about some of the trophies I had when I was boxing.
Oh, I thought this was a Laker thing or something.
It it is. Let me stop this real quick. No, it was the Lakers, but we're just waiting for you to get on. But in the midst of waiting to talk about the Lakers, I was telling T Diddy, I don't know, Carcino, this is your first time meeting T Diddy at Carcino. T Diddy's right here in Houston. He's one of been knowing T Diddy for a while now. He's a heavyweight boxer. He's been in the ring with Charles Martin, Andy Ruiz.
I know all about him. I've seen him on all the videos.
Okay.
Oh, you seen me before? What's up?
Yeah. I saw you at 6'9" too.
Oh man, Takashi.
Yeah. If that one you can have back.
Oh man, yeah, I am not happy about that one.
That was an Airbnb situation, right?
Yeah, man. I was trying to distance myself, and then I heard that Rap-A-Lot was looking for him to kill him. I'm like, they was like, man, don't have him at your house or whatever, because man, they'll come shoot up there. I'm like, yeah, he gotta go. I ain't know he had all that drama, bro. Like, and the way he tricked me, the way 6ix9ine tricked me was his manager booked it, so it wasn't 6ix9ine booking it. So I approved it for some white guy in the suit.
Yeah.
And then this rainbow hair month, shows up, and I'm like, I actually didn't even know who 6ix9ine was when he came. I was like, who the hell is this? I had to Google him and everything. Then I was like, is that the same guy that was beefing with Adrian Broner?
That was just promo, but yeah.
You remember when him and Broner was beefing?
Yeah, that was all a promo thing, and then he was gonna bring Broner.
Oh, he was gonna bet on
Yeah, and then he got into it with Cass people, so they end up getting kicked out.
Yeah, they got kicked out of Barclays.
Yeah, but that was the plan. They was beefing back and forth. It was just all for promotion. And then he was
Did somebody fire some shots or something?
Yeah. And 6ix9ine was telling in too. It wasn't him. One way guy.
It was him.
He was telling you then he was Snitch 9. And I was calling him that.
Snitch 9. I like that one. Snitch 9.
Snitch 9. Yeah, I should be getting paid off that because
that's a good one. I never heard that one. That's a new one for me.
Snitch 9, yeah. I should have got money off that one. I should have went and patent that one.
You should have made some rats with some Snitch 9 t-shirts.
Yeah, Snitch 9 gear, man, I'd have came up.
That boy, goodness gracious. But what we gonna do about these Lakers today? What's the word?
Hey, that's what I'm. Hey,
man, I need him tonight. I need Steph Brown to keep doing what he's doing, shooting from half court, getting 30 tonight against these games. They got to do it.
All right. Well, this what I have. So it just so happened that like I want y'all to know out there, Kev's been helped me start Boxing Socialist, which is now Boxing and Basketball. T Diddy, I've been knowing him for some years now. We just showed the first interview from 2013. So I've been knowing him for at least 8 years. Kev for at least 10, 11 years now.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw these videos pop up out of the blue. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is these old videos? It's like 12 years ago. I'm like, man, what is this? I've got like 3 interviews pop up. I'm like, I'm in high demand today. What's going on?
Yep. All right. And it just so happened, I guess it was about a few months ago, I was talking to T Diddy about something. We're doing a live stream, and T Diddy told me how he was the biggest Lakers fan. I said, oh my God, I got to get Carcino in here because I can't wait to see this. But this is what I want to start off with, T Diddy. I want to share this with you. Kev, you can chime in. T Diddy, I want you to tell me your thoughts on this first and give me your thoughts on this. Look at this. The Lakers, let's look how many people that they actually beat. They 19-19 record.
Yeah.
They beat the Grizzlies. That was barely 641. Spurs had a 389. Cavaliers 553. Rockets 263. Rockets again, they beat 263. Hornets are at 500. Heat is at 605. Spurs at 389. Pistons at 200. Pacers 378. Pistons 200. Kings 421. Celtics 486. Thunder 361. Magic 184. Mavericks 514. Rockets 263. Trailblazers 389. And Timberwolves 459. They only beat 2 teams over 600 and 3 teams they beat that's barely in the 500 range. And you got 9 of their guys out of a 16-man roster that's in their 30s. 56% of their roster. Look how old they are. T. Diddy. This is a young man's game. How in the world can you expect them to make it to the Western Conference Finals?
Easy, because I don't agree with the young man game. I agree with the it's more about continuity and game planning, skill set. I mean, you got to think about it. Look who we have. Like even Draymond Green said this today. For anybody to count out the Lakers or look at the Lakers like an easy win would be totally foolish with the talent that we have on our roster. No matter how bad our record is, don't nobody want to see us. Don't nobody. I mean, because we're not an easy 8th seed. We're not an easy 7th seed. We're not an easy 6th seed. You know what I mean? When you get them seeds, you're supposed to breeze through the first round. It's gonna be life and death. If whoever draw us first is going in, even if we're in the play-in tournament.
Carcino, do you agree with that?
No. I think they're one of the worst teams in basketball.
They're
god awful. They have no defense, none whatsoever.
You said no defense?
None. It don't exist. I'm like, they don't play any. So you are giving up 100, and you're giving up the most points of any team in the league. That how in the world you think you going to an NBA Finals giving up the most points in NBA history? I mean, the worst teams in the Houston Rockets are not giving up as many points as the Lakers. That's ridiculous. Now that's saying something bad. Whenever the Houston Rockets ain't giving up that much. When they played Houston, I said, "Oh, I got to bet Houston. I got to take the point spread, whatever it is, because Houston gonna cover it. Because the Lakers are gonna probably barely beat them, and they were in a dog fight with Houston. I told you, Lakers, with all the talent they got, they have nobody that can stop the point guard. They don't trust a big man at all, Howard. So if you got a big man, it's party time. You're gonna have like 30 points. You're gonna look great playing against the Lakers because they got no big man. They ain't gonna even try to help out on defense. They don't know what that is. No rotation on defense. LeBron just standing there like he just got nails glued to the floor. He don't come off until he's on offense. And that was it. He just waiting to get the ball so they can inbound it. He's staying one spot and he's like, he gonna look for the player that he know not getting the ball. He's like, oh, this guy ain't gonna move. I'm gonna stay with him. Y'all gonna run around and play defense. Just don't bring the play my way. He gonna stand there and look at it, go right by him. It's awful to watch. It's fun.
On the side note, did y'all see what Kyle Kuzma did last night?
Yeah,
they should have never got rid of him.
Did you see the stats?
Everybody who get away from LeBron, this is what type of performances they have. All you got to do is get away from him. It's like cutting off the cancer. That's it. You gonna feel rejuvenated. Look at it. Everybody they didn't got away from them. Brandon Ingram, he was improved player of the year. As soon as he got away from Lonzo Ball, they said he couldn't play. Now he's number one team in the East.
D'Angelo Russell.
Caruso, the Caruso here in Chicago, they loving Lonzo and Caruso.
D'Angelo Russell.
Living it up. Everybody, Russell, Clarkson, all these players that was on the Lakers, you was like, man, all these dudes was like Lakers.
Even Larry Nance Jr. That boy.
Larry Nance Jr.
You forgot.
Julius Randle played on there on the Lakers. The Lakers had a whip. They just didn't trust their talent to let it develop. They had one of the most dangerous teams in the league right now. If they just trust their talent. They didn't trust it. They want to win now and get all these names. Melo, Russ, and LeBron not going to win a championship.
Hey, man, come on. You got to love this, right? You got to love this, don't you?
I don't even know. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You got to love that. Come on, baby. Come on, man.
I'm like, dude, play some defense.
Come on, man. When Melo let that thing go, man, everybody go crazy. Come on, man.
I mean, I don't understand what this even means. I'm like, what does this? Boy, he
got three fingers and he hit his head 3 times for 3 points. 1, 2, 3. That's what it is.
I'm like, is that part of a tick or something? Like, what is he doing?
Come on, man. That was, man.
I'm like, play some defense. He looked retarded doing that. He get one of them to go. I'll be like, okay, now you down.
One of them. Hold on. Time out. Are we talking about the same Carmelo? You say he get one of them to go?
I said, yeah, he get one of them to go. The same one that cost y'all the game the other night. The one when he was 1 for 8 from 3. That guy.
Everybody have a bad game, but if you look at his stats, especially at Staples Center, he's shooting the lights out.
Yeah,
now
that's the Staples Center. You ain't gonna be playing on the Staples Center. You gonna be on the road because y'all.
Showtime, baby. We got
the playoff. Y'all ain't gonna have a lot of home games.
All right, I got
on the road.
I got question number 2 for y'all. I'm gonna start with you, T. Diddy. Was it a good move or bad move to get rid of Rajon Rondo?
In my estimation, I say a bad move. I like Rondo. And I like him in the playoffs. That's why they call him playoff Rondo. They say besides LeBron, he probably has the highest IQ in basketball IQ. Now, forget about his
LeBron IQ is even up there one.
Stop it.
I think his IQ is.
He got the highest. Stop it. He got the highest IQ. You tripping?
I think LeBron IQ. Oh, LeBron IQ.
Come on, man. You ain't never. Come on, man.
If LeBron IQ was so great, he would not be 6 in the NBA final.
You forgot about that ring? You forgot?
What ring?
Did you say 3 and 6?
Yeah, he got 3 wins in the finals and 6 losses.
You forgot? Count the fingers. Count my fingers.
I see you holding up 4 fingers.
Okay, that's how many championships he got. Where you get 3 from?
Oh no, he got a pandemic championship in that tournament.
Pandemic.
You count that as an NBA championship? Oh gosh, that's tragic. Half of the players
dancing with the trophy. Hey man, ain't nobody like the Lakers, man. There's nobody like the Lakers, man.
For that championship. That was a money grab for the league. That was a tournament. That was Dog, they just started the
Listen.
tournament through players that have been sitting around for 4 months on the couch and threw them out there on the court so the Lakers could win. Come on, man. Well, I guess if you're the Lakers, you got to take it. So y'all got to take it.
Of course, somebody got to win it.
Somebody got to win it. Nobody cared.
They showed up.
No, they didn't. A lot of them didn't show up. A lot of them had to get paid to show up. There was people who said, I'm sitting at home. Even
remember we was missing Avery Bradley. He stayed home.
A lot of people didn't want to be out there. They was like, man, I'm trapped out.
And that's our defensive ace. So we had to just do it. Hey, but let me see if you gonna hate. Let me see if you gonna hate on every Laker. Now you gotta be loving Malik Monk right now, right?
Monk can ball, but Monk can't play defense. So once again, back into the problem of the Los Angeles.
Baby.
Let's do it this way. I got to pull it off.
Michael Jordan slapped him in the back of his head because he dumb.
Let's do it this way. I pulled up the roster right here. Let's start off with number 1, Russell Westbrook. Now with Russell, I was telling Carcino the other day. I was telling Carcino the other day. I think what was it, Kev? Was I telling you they need to get rid of Russell Westbrook? And I think you said no, they need to get rid of Carmelo Anthony, or was it the other way around?
No, we didn't have that discussion at all. I just told you it wasn't Westbrook's fault that they was losing. I was trying to tell you it ain't Westbrook's fault they losing. And I was like, everybody blaming Russ. They don't play defense. That's why they losing. It's not Russ's fault. Russ still putting up triple doubles and getting points. It's not his fault they losing these games. They losing the games because they don't play defense. They got all these guards on the team. They went and picked up all these guards. And then they went and got Wayne. I'm only gonna shoot the 3. Don't play no D. Ellington. I'm like, you got him from Detroit.
Oh, I love Wayne. That boy got that stroker.
Yeah, there you go. See,
you gotta love that stroker. You gotta love that stroker.
Right. He a Detroit Pistol. We know all about him. That's why Wayne is right there in LA. Because we said take him. Because this dude ain't gonna play. We need.
You gotta put spot up shooters around LeBron. You know that.
Right, and they did that. And why Wayne Ellington ain't playing now?
One thing I will admit,
and it's coach's decision. Coach's decision. Why he?
One thing I will admit is I don't quite understand Frank Vogel's lineups. I mean, now they playing LeBron at the 5 at the center position.
Vogel. That's what's his name's lineup. That's Fizdale. Fizdale doing that. So this is really LeBron lineups.
Well, who was the one LeBron was arguing with the other day after the game? They walk into locker room.
Oh, that's Phil Handy. That's the handyman. And that's
somebody. Yeah, they was hot. He was mad because LeBron wasn't rebounding.
Well, he don't never do that.
Well, he had 7 boards, but you know.
Right, no, he gets 7 uncontested rebounds. If somebody's shooting a 3 and he only got under the rim, yeah, that's considered a rebound.
Hey man, we don't have time to go picking through rebounds. We just deal with the numbers. Exactly. 5 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 20 rebounds. That don't
tell the story. That's why people gotta watch the games, and this is why right now people be lost saying play. And they look at the numbers. I'd be like, do you know how he got those numbers? I watched the game. He was actually terrible.
Well, if you using that logic,
watching the game is the logic. Yeah.
No, I'm saying from the logic that you just said, then and using that logic, then Westbrook is playing horrible because he's getting the stats, but he doing it in a whole lot of terrible way. So you saying you can't just look at the stats or the triple doubles.
Look at the stats. Gotta look at the game.
Yeah, he getting quadruple doubles. He got 10 turnovers.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of turnovers when you got some people that don't know what they're doing out there. If you playing with people that don't know how to move, you got another guy that play just like you out there on the court with you. He's not going to move without the ball. That's LeBron. He's going to go stand still in one spot. Guys don't communicate. Turnovers are going to happen. And why he's turning over the
Okay.
ball, guess what? LeBron got about 5, 6, 7 of his own. Why? Because they the same player. It's big LeBron and little LeBron. They all out there on the court at the same time. One got to come off the bench.
All right,
So tell me
T-Diddy.
this. What
T-Diddy.
about his shooting percentage?
What about it?
His shooting percentage from three, from the
Yeah, what
field
about it?
and from the free throw. It's horrible. It's atrocious.
It's the same it was before he got there.
What
The
that
same
make it right?
percentage it was before y'all got there and got Russell Westbrook.
Does that make it right?
Absolutely, it make it right because you got what you asked for. If somebody was shooting 30% and they shooting this point, like shooting 70% for free throw line, and you know that, and you went out and said, I want to get Russ. And you come over there and he give you the same numbers he gave you before. How you gonna say he doing something wrong? He was the same guy you got when you saw those numbers. He wasn't.
I'm gonna have to check his numbers back because I'm sure he wasn't turning the ball over like he is now. He leading the league.
He's turning the ball over. What is you talking about?
He leading the league. You know how far he from number 1 and number 2 is? He's leading the league in turnovers by so many. Like nobody's even close.
Yeah, that's the Lakers. LeBron probably right behind him. He ain't that far behind. LeBron.
You know who number 2 is?
Who?
See there? You gotta do your research, man. You gotta do your research.
No, we don't really gotta know, but because all I know is LeBron ain't that far behind because he got about 5 or 6 games right
It ain't LeBron.
Hey, let me ask you this, T-Diddy.
Blame it on somebody else, but I know he turned over the ball about 5, 6 times a night. The
right,
Lakers are a turnover machine.
T-Diddy, let me ask you this. So my disappointment in the Lakers, to me, is Anthony Davis. I don't understand why he's afraid to play the center position. Why does he want to play small forward, power forward? And why does he try to stay out there at the three-point line? Like, to me, when I watch him play, he does not like physical contact. Like, dude, you're like 7 foot. You're a center. Why don't you want to play the center position? What are your thoughts on that, T-Diddy?
My thoughts on that is the same thing that Shannon Sharp says. Anthony Davis has the physical tools of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Why doesn't he play like Giannis? He should be Giannis with a jump shot. Like he has all the skill, but he don't have the aggression. He don't have the drive Giannis got. He not going balls to the wall like why isn't he as effective as Giannis? They the same height. He actually got better dribbling skills, better shot because he used to be a point guard in high school. Like it's no reason that his physicality isn't showing up like Giannis is. Like he should be doing what Giannis doing plus more. So he's a big disappointment. Like he was balling when he first came there, but he just been getting worse every year. And this year he tried to put on some muscle mass, which I thought was cool, but all of a sudden it fucked up his jump shot. Now he's shooting the worst he ever shot ever. I don't know if it's because he gained muscle or he just – how do you don't – I mean, I played basketball. You don't lose a jump shot. Like that's something you'll have even when you're 50, 60 years old.
Carcino got his hand up. Go ahead, Carcino.
Here's what's wrong with Anthony Davis.
All right, tell us.
One, he's soft. He's not from my city. I don't know where he's from, but I don't know what suburban town he's from, but do not attribute him to our city of Chicago. He's from somewhere else. He ain't play on our playgrounds. He played in some secluded gym somewhere. He was not a playground player. But Anthony Davis was a 2-guard. He hit a growth spurt. He just kept growing. But he played 2-guard. All while he played basketball, he was the 2-guard. So he never played the 5. He never came up as a big man. They never trained him or taught him any moves because he was always a guard. He just kept growing. And just later on in his career, he just kept growing and kept growing. So he always was staying on the outside because that's all he knows. He knows only like a 2 move of a 2 shooting guard. So that's why he always faces up to the basket. When he plays with his play with his back to the basket and
But
learn
he
how.
was so much more effective in New Orleans. He was dominating.
The reason why is because New Orleans, nobody cared. There was no pressure. When you're in Los Angeles, there's a pressure to win a championship. And now you got to be the face of the league, and now all this press. Anthony Davis had bad games over there, but nobody cared. Then once they got Boogie, that's when he started to take off. But he was missing 50 games, 60 games. He was missing games. He was always injured there. He's Mr. Glass. And that's how he's always been Mr. Glass. Charles Barkley called him street clothes. Because
he is Mr. Glass. I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand.
Drinking game with him. If every time Anthony Davis hit the floor, you got to take a drink. You be passed out in the second quarter because he on the floor every play. Every time he shoot the ball, he's just on the ground. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Nobody even touched you. Get up. What you always on the ground for? You tripping other players.
And then when I look at how Giannis play, I mean, he dominating. Like, he just, I'm like, why AD don't do that? I mean, he punishes everybody.
Giannis had to work at it, but he was a big man. He never was a guard. He never was somebody that was playing the two guard. And plus, he grew up in Germany. He grew up in a whole nother country. So they have a whole different philosophy about, pride and hard work and all this. He didn't grow up with a lot of distractions, all this social media stuff. He wasn't really like that. He was a big kid, but he knew while he was away and out of his country, his father ain't there. He had to be the man, early on. So he had a sense of responsibility. AD was just a big kid. And just they remained a big kid. Giannis is a kid too, but more responsible. He had to be responsible. He got brothers. He had to depend on him and everything else. So he had to go out and make it happen. And you saw how when Giannis first came in the league, he was so skinny but he had the heart and he just kept working at it. But
that's what I'm talking about. That heart, man, that drive.
Yeah, he had that engine. But it was so much more on the line for him than it is AD. AD, okay, he go back home, Giannis is outside of his country. People don't understand that, but I'm like, he's outside of his country. Giannis is not from the United States. He came over here to play ball. That's why in the summer he go back overseas to Greece and everything over there with his brothers and everything. But he came here to accomplish something. So he was on a mission when he came here. So the drive was different. So the responsibility was greater for him, but he was trained to be a big man and go in and get all these big man moves and just he wants it, man. When he goes up there, he wants it. He wanted to be the best.
Only people I see with an engine like that is like Giannis and I say Westbrook, but I don't see too many people with just that type of engine. Like they going every day, every game, they going for it. Like for real, for real.
So Kawhi got it. He's just quiet, but Kawhi got that engine.
Ja Morant got it.
Ja Morant, man. He just young and small, but you can't tell him that.
Man, when that boy dunked close to Durant.
LeBron. Yeah, he tried to do LeBron that last game. He went up and tried to dunk on LeBron.
Hold on, man. Durant had to be like this young nigga.
Yeah.
No respect like Rodney Dangerfield. No respect, man.
All right. Let me ask you this, T. Diddy. At 37 years old, T. Diddy, this NBA star has cemented herself as one of the best
scorers. I gotta say something, man. PBC, they did my man Charles Martin dirty. Martin was winning the fight. He was boxing well. He got caught. And they didn't want to stop that fight premature, but the fight was at the point they had to stop it. They was letting him take shots he wasn't supposed to take. And I was like, they wanted to keep it going because he was winning the fight. But I was like, it was at a point now where I'm like, it's dangerous now for Charles.
Yeah, Martin. I didn't realize he got hit that much, but when we was hanging out after the fight, and his face was really like this eye was all closed like this, and then this one was like I didn't realize that much damage happened to his face. I was thinking, when the hell did all that happen? You know what I mean? Just from the flurry, like when you got hit, and because his face was really disfigured after the fight, and that was the only time I really seen him got hit was when he got hurt. I'm like, damn, what happened?
Yeah. See, the thing is that PBC had a plan for Charles. It wasn't supposed. Ortiz wasn't supposed to win that night.
Nuh-uh.
See, that the whole thing was about Charles Martin. They was finna get a rematch with Joshua, and then they had another fight that they was scheduling to do with him, and they was gonna make Wilder versus he had a whole 4-fight plan laid out for Martin. PBC did. They want to put him in there with Joshua, and they was like, you beat Joshua, you get the automatic rematch with Joshua. So you gonna fight after this. You're gonna have 2 fights with Joshua. And because if you beat him once and outbox him this time in the rematch, then it's a 3rd fight. It's a trilogy. So you go from there, and then if you do that, then we get you in with Wilder. Easy, So
Charles told me he had a 4-fight plan, but I ain't asked him what it was about.
Yeah, that's what it was. PBC had it all worked out. They was planning this. They was like, yeah, you beat Ortiz, that's gonna put you back on the map right there. You beat Ortiz, you back on the map. He was outboxing him. Because Ortiz only gonna throw 1 shot. So that's all you got to worry about is the 1 shot. He just happened to get caught. And, man, it was his body reaction when he got caught. Like, he was, like, zoned out. It was like he was somewhere else.
Yeah, that was real strange, the way he reacted to that punch. After the fight, Al Heyman called him on his cell phone. We was going back up to his room. Al Heyman called, and Al Heyman was like, told him he was proud of him. He did good, and said if he want, he could have him another fight in 6 weeks, and or something like that, like a month or 2. And then he said for big money, like Al Heyman like called him and was talking like, okay, you done made your bones a little bit with that fight. So it was like he got some kind of respect. Because
that's good.
Everybody thought Ortiz was just gonna go in there and blow him out.
No, I didn't think that would happen.
Hold on, real quick. Let me show you this real quick. This is a darn shame, man.
Oh, what was that? Oh, somebody answered the door. But where's the referee, though? Look at them shots behind the head. What was the ref?
For real. Damn. That was a lot of behind the head shots. Man, Charles said the funniest thing after the fight.
What did he say?
He said, I hate that my legs are so strong. Because he's saying like I should have went straight down and got time for a count and got back up. But when he stayed up, he just was taking more and more shots.
Yeah, he was like, I hate my legs are so strong.
He told me, man, I hate my legs are so strong. Man, I need to go down. I was laughing my ass off when he said
so T Diddy.
He got the best interviews in history. I mean, it wasn't even a post game. It was an IG clip that everybody was playing where he was like, I think I'm like God level or something. Somewhere he was smoking in the video. I'm like, what is he doing?
I know, man. I told him that was one of my favorite interviews when he said that. That shit was funny, man. Saying he walked the earth like a god. I said, dang.
I walked the earth like a god, man. But one thing, hey, I tell you what, everybody remembered that, and that clip is everywhere. They kept playing. And I'm if you can go viral with a statement. Something else too, when he was like, man, he's like, you barely touched him. He's like, it don't even matter, the force. When I throw the punch, it was the force of it, just throw him back like boom.
The force. Wow. It's the force. You gotta understand the force.
That was a classic post-fight interview. They was like, hey, you ain't touching really. He's like, yeah, but that force. I just threw them. Man, that force, man. When you see that, he just jumped back. He's out here one time. Their leg could just go back.
Man, he one of them people. He one of them people who, if you interview him enough, he'll have them funny comments like Derek Lewis, the Beast from UFC. Yeah. Because Charles, he'll say some weird ass shit like on accident. You just got to keep. If they should just interview him more and just get more material.
his IG live said it all. I said, this thing was so far out because he was like, I'm dropping my rap album. My rap album coming out. I'm gonna play something I've been working on. This is my part-time job, boxing.
I know, man. That boy said. Do you remember? You remember he got shot too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Got shot and everything.
I was asking him about that. He was like, man, it's amazing that I didn't get murdered. He was like, I lost it when they paid him so much money for Joshua. He flipped out.
Yeah. Man.
You can't go from broke to 7-8 million and think you're gonna act right.
Man, that's why he saw how different the overseas money was. I'm like, as soon as he went over there and fought Joshua and he got paid all the back end money on top of that, now he's 7 figures. And it's like, man, Al ain't gonna get you paid. That's one thing about it. Al will pay you.
And he with Al. Al got him and Al got Luis Ortiz. So Al ain't losing.
No, Al ain't never gonna take a loss because for him, he been controlling the game for so long, but the problem is that, like Leonard Ellerbe problem is we for people that don't know, he's just perfect for him. He the face. But Leonard don't make any deals. Leonard Ellerbe don't make a deal at all. Leonard Ellerbe is.
I get tired of hearing his answers are so scripted that I get tired of hearing him talk because he don't have an original thought. Like he says exactly what's politically correct and media friendly statements, and you get no substance out of it. It's like a bunch of hoopla.
Leonard Ellerbe is a strength and conditioning coach.
Let's see who this is. We got somebody trying to join, Mr. Legend Bra. I don't know who he is, but let's see what he got to say.
You got the UK coming from here, mate. The UK, England, United Kingdom.
Hey, what's in that cup? What's in that cup? That's what I want to know.
My name's Phil, you cunts. My name's Phil.
Hey, Phil,
Elbrook, Amir Khan.
What do I think of fucking American sports?
No, Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. That's the
Amir Khan, Kell Brook's a great fight. I think it's 2 idiots. It's a fucking moron against a moron. It's a moron against a moron. A fucking idiot against an idiot, to be honest. What do you want to know about that? What do you want to know? I'm all interested in the fucking snooker tonight, so I couldn't give a fuck about that.
But you don't know what snooker is, that's pool.
Well, there you go. What do I think about?
For the Americans, it's pool.
I am actually watching the American football at the moment. We're a bit more. We're not as stupid as you think. I'm watching all that as well. So.
Yeah, but I want to know.
What do you want to know? What you want to know?
If the UK snooker players could play the best pool players that we got here in the United States, if they put them together in the tournament,
they get the shit kicked out of them. They get the shit. That's not even a game of pool, is it? It's like a moron.
Yeah, no, we got some real pool sharks out here. I mean, y'all be arguing over the rules. Y'all be arguing all over the rules, though.
They'll be arguing over the rules by that. By a big punch in the head.
Would you say, what was his name, Kev? Was it Domino's Fats? Would you say he was one of the best pool players?
Fats?
No, Minnesota Fats.
Minnesota Fats.
He was
probably the best ever. The Minnesota Fats was a 1960s pool player from America. He was a good player. He's a big fat Italian prick.
Yeah, but it was a lot of guys that were better than Fats. that
We
came
brought
along
pool
after him.
tables. Like I used to play pool with a guy called Mark Clinton, and the Clintons brought the Clintons actually brought the pool tables from Minnesota here in 1980. I'm in my mid-50s now, and they brought people that I know in Birmingham brought the pool from your country to here, actually to here, and oh yeah, big time, and that was the main thing back in the 70s and the 80s. The Minnesota Fat, see, he was a big fat cunt, wasn't he?
Yeah, but see, what Fats used to do to get see, back then, Fats was good, but the thing about Fats is that you could trap him. If you played the table and you played just the table, you could set traps for him and you could set him up perfectly.
He was a big fat bastard, so he probably
but if you let him
he bump you out of the way.
Yeah, if you play 9-ball with him,
he was excellent. Yeah,
he was excellent at 9-ball.
Who was the other guy? Efrain Reyes, the Filipino. They're good. Efrain Reyes. You had the Earl Strickland as well. Strickland was good.
Yeah, and Easy Eddie, man.
I'm on live. Y'all gotta start.
Listen, I got some of this shit going on, bro.
This
Jack Daniels fire.
Mans is going deep, bro. Mans is going deep tonight. Oh, listen, you've only got one life. You got to enjoy it.
That's gonna knock your spark out.
Hey.
Probably do me a favor, bro.
Hey, tell us
bro.
Tell us one more time that Minnesota Fats was a fat cunt.
He was a fat bastard, bro.
Oh man!
All right, Mr. Legend Bra, man, we thank you for being on, man. Chop it over.
All right, man, from the UK, we gonna see.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that dude funny as shit.
Yeah, man, we worldwide now.
Hey man, we definitely need to put him on the let him chime in all the time. That dude funny.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yep. Hey, so let me ask you this, T Diddy, since Carcino was talking about it. Charles Martin, I mean, not only is he your friend, but you also had an opportunity to fight against him. How hard does Charles Martin really hit? He has 25 knockouts. Is that legit, or was that against tomato cans? Or can he really crack?
Nah. Charles, this is something people don't understand, but Charles Martin, he is a devastating puncher. Like he's like a country strong puncher. You know what I mean? Like he like one of them dudes on the farm strong. Not no bodybuilder strong, but he wanna like the strongest punches I remember feeling was when I fought Charles Martin. Everybody think it's like Shannon Briggs, or they think all these other fighters are, you know,
hey,
that I fought.
Hey, do you think
Charles Martin?
Let me ask you this: when you fought Shannon Briggs, do you think he was on steroids when he fought you?
Of course he was on steroids. I was his first fight back. What are you talking about? You know, you ain't trying to come back slipping. And then he got popped for steroids the fight after me. And they took the win back away from him. He got popped with steroids. Look at him. He was having them roid rages in his body, and come on, man. You know he was on. You don't just barely get on steroids. You're always on steroids.
Kev?
This is our podcast. I got to tune in.
I agree. We were going in and out for a minute, but I'm still here.
Yeah. I'll see y'all later.
So, Kev, what do you think?
Yeah, he definitely was on steroids when he fought me because
I'm thinking he had steroids for breakfast.
Yeah, he's a steroid junkie. You know what I mean? And that's how he got popular, is by having that physique and being that old with that chopped up physique is what kind of kept the Shannon Briggs. Look at me. look at me. He always take off his shirt. You know what I mean? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready right now, champ. I'm ready. Let's go, champ. I'm ready right now, champ.
T Diddy, what did he say to you at the weigh-ins? Or how to react to you at the weigh-ins?
I ain't gonna lie, man. This is a true story. True story.
Oh, we got a true story.
True story. I had a crew of people that was with me growing up back when I was in the street life. When I was, on the streets, making moves, being like a little gangster around town. And my crew sold me out at the end of the day and went over to Shannon Briggs. But they had went over to him like 2-3 fights ahead of time before we fought. So when the matchup came up for me to fight Shannon Briggs, my crew was there. So Shannon Briggs, I was his first fight back. He asked them, y'all know this dude? He from Houston, he from Texas, y'all from Texas. They like, yeah, that's our boy, blah, 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 blah. And then they told him how I was and how I was in the streets, how I was in boxing. And for some reason, I was the only one Shannon Briggs didn't try nothing crazy with. Like, I don't know if they pumped my reputation from the streets up or pumped up my boxing shit or what, but he was the most well-behaved when me and him was at the weigh-in. And after the fight, because I used to date one of my crew members, I used to date his sister. And then when he sold me out and went to Briggs started dating his sister.
Oh, wow.
So then me and Briggs talked after the fight, and then Briggs ended up, I was beefing with the dudes, but Briggs showed me respect. We exchanged numbers and stuff, and it was nothing. And it wasn't even
crazy though. How they was with you, then they just switched up.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Oh, hell no.
A disloyal crew is always a disloyal crew, man. So you can't let somebody's thrown away crew from one cartel running your cartel and start working for you. Like, I'll be like, hold on, how you got kicked out the last cartel? How'd you get over here? I had to run a Carfax on them dudes, a street fax, something. y'all boys, it's a reason why y'all, you know what I mean? So
Carcino, I found out from T Diddy the other day, and I didn't even know this. I really need to get back to Jay Prince Boxing Gym. But I found out, he told me, I think Jared Big Baby Anderson be down there. What happened when you said you ran into him? You were wondering whether you had to spar him or something? Tell the story.
Oh, yeah. I was supposed to spar with him with Big Baby Anderson. And because I was already sparring with Effie Jagba. And I was the only one that was holding my own with Effie Jagba in the gym. In our gym, he was beating the hell out of all the other heavyweights at the time. And then when I got in there, and, I just made it a little harder for him, and I kind of held my own, and, it was like clean, professional looking work. They was like, man, we want you to spar more often. So then when they came back, they switched it, and Effie didn't come back. They brought back Jared Anderson. So I was like, all right, cool. So then one of our fighters got into it with one of their fighters, and they started a street fight outside the ring before the sparring session. So when that happened, I really cared about the guy. It's Austin Ammo Williams. So he
Ammo.
fights. It was Ammo. So he fights on DAZN and all that stuff. So when the dude came, I went and grabbed the guy and pulled him off like, hey, nah, this ain't finna happen. When I did that, the whole Rap-A-Lot people ran over there, and Jared Anderson and all that, and then Coach K or whatever his name is, he started talking all this shit. And then, he said a few disrespectful things. And then after he said those things, when all this dust settled and it was time to start back sparring, I'm like, I'm not finna spar one of his fighters, like, and because you gotta think about it, those guys are supposed to pay people for sparring. Like, they're making big money. They pay for sparring partners. We giving them free work. They come to our gym getting free work. You know what I mean? We ain't getting $1. And they going on TV fighting for 6 figures or whatever. And we in there going to war with them every day and taking shots and giving shots. And they don't even buy us bread. They don't even buy us lunch. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not finna help this motherfucker. That Coach K dude, he disrespected me. And, you know, if it wasn't for the mystique of the rap a lot or something, I would have slapped the hell out of him. But, you know, I was like, well, let me run this by some high-ranking authority people who rap a lot before. And then I did. I called some people, and I told them, yo, this dude disrespect me. Can I whoop his ass? I mean, will y'all retaliate on me, or can we handle it like men? Because the way he talked to me is like, you know, he figured like, to me it sounded like, you know, he think he could take me or do whatever he think he could do to me. So I was just like, you know, I told him what he said to me, and I was like, can I handle that next time I see him, or do y'all want to intervene or whatever? So then they called him and they intervened. And then the next time I seen him, he apologized to me. So I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck it. Yeah. Mission accomplished, whatever.
Right. But you got your respect, though. You know, it's like,
yeah, look, I had to run it up the ladder, man. I couldn't.
Right.
Man, I ain't never had a man talk to me like that, man. I was like,
hey, look, and Carcino has ran into Jay Prince, talked to Jay Prince. Jay Prince gave him books and stuff.
Yeah, Jay Prince. That's the thing. If I've been knowing him on both sides. See, I knew him from the boxing side because he was Floyd Mayweather manager.
Exactly.
Then I knew him from Ghetto Boys up here in Chicago. You know, he's got a big affiliation with, as you can see, he's trying to free Larry right now from prison. So Larry Jr. and everybody else. So when the Ghetto Boys, you know, they come up here in Chicago, he had nothing but love. And that's where I last seen him. He came up here to Chicago to promote his book. So when he was there, he signed a copy of the books for like everybody. I was giving them away online to people.
And yeah, so that was it. So they resumed sparring. I didn't participate in it because 1, I wasn't trying to help them. 2, I wasn't getting paid. And 3, that dude had just talked to me so crazy. I wasn't even in the right state of mind. Like I really wanted to attack that dude or do something to him. And so I just ended up packing it in for the day. But that's the story with so I never sparred Jerry.
T Diddy, let me ask you this. I think I told Carcino about this. When I used to come up there to Main Street Boxing Gym, which for y'all don't know, Bobby Benton has kicked me out and I can't go back there, but that's a whole nother story. But when I used to go there back in the day, your boy Cedric Agnew, when he told me it's from Chicago, I told Carcino, did you ever know Cedric when he was up there in Chicago? Yeah. You got any stories? Whatever happened to him, T Diddy? What happened to Cedric Agnew?
I don't know. I don't really like the guy, so I'm not. I'm not the one.
I only know of Cedric because he's more of a boxing trainer than he was a fighter. Like he mostly was training people when he was out here in Chicago. He was boxing and training at the same time. And it was like, man, you know, a lot of people thought he should probably go more into training than actually fighting. You know, like this is probably your calling is to train the young kids and do that because he was on the gym out there in the hundreds. And I was like, man, this kid, you know, like he found one of the kids that I thought was a really good welterweight. I forgot what happened to him. I think he lost one fight, but I thought he was a better welterweight prospect, or at least up there with Samaje at the time before Samaje got all messed up. He was in a car.
Yeah, so Samaje Thomas, that's the one that came down here and hung with the Charlos, right?
Yeah, he was Jamel Charlo's bestie for a while. But the thing about him is he actually sparred against that's why I knew about the man from what's his name from New Orleans?
Regis. Samaje sparred with Regis.
Yeah. So that's why, and he was like, I know how to beat Regis because he's like, I spar with him. I know how you got to fight Regis. And he's like, you got to, right away, you got to, like, let him know, like, what type of fight it's going to be. You know, like, set the pace. He's like, he's not used to people bringing it to him right away. You know, he's used to being the one to bring it. So he's like, you got to try to change it up a little bit and go at him early, you know, surprise him and throw him off. So he's like,
did you ever see any of the sparrings between Samaje and Regis?
Not Samaje and Regis. I seen when they were sparring with like Chris Henry and all of them, you know, when they were sparring, and Samaje was I remember him, he was around. He was a real good, tall, light-skinned guy, right?
Yeah, he's not that tall. He's probably like 5'8", 5'9".
Hold on, I'm gonna pull him up.
Oh, I'm talking about somebody. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is that Samaje, he got in a car accident. So that's why he ain't been in the ring. He had won because he had signed with Don King. Some lady hit him and messed his back up. So now he been getting paid, you know, being signed under Don, under this insurance thing. But he got this lawsuit going on. He was supposed to do an interview.
Is that him?
I think his lawyer told him.
Yep.
Anything on my screen.
Oh,
my screen is showing a blanket right now. It's just showing.
I see it.
I
don't know this guy.
Yeah, that's him.
I don't know this guy. I thought y'all was talking about two different people.
You don't remember seeing him? He was down there. He was down with Ronnie for the longest time. Ronnie Shields had took him in down there.
Oh, okay.
140 pounds.
Oh, okay.
He's from Chicago, and then the Charlos took him. One of the Charlos took him in. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
I used to fight. I used to fight in Chicago a lot. I used to be in Chicago all the time.
What was some of the gyms?
Chicago used to be my second home, man, for a hot little minute.
So you know Nate Jones, Mayweather's trainer?
Nuh-uh. I don't know him from there, but I just know like Sam Colonna.
That's I knew he was say Sam. Yeah, that's Sam. Nate and Sam, they bump heads all the time. They were just bumping heads the last time I saw Nate. Sam Colonna, because Sam be on some, man, Sam be pulling it, man. Sam be pulling moves, man. It's the low down, dirtiest move. Sam Colonna supposed to have his fighters fight one of Nate fighters, right? The guy get on the scale.
You talking about Nate Campbell?
No, Nate Jones.
Remember his one used to wear the body of yeah. Mayweather homeboy. Okay.
Yeah. So, man, he got his fighter who he got from Michigan. This white kid from Michigan. He could fight. And then Sam Colonna knew. He's like, Nate got some white kid from Michigan. He ain't know nothing about him, really. So Sam had to fight it. The guy he was on paper to fight. He was like, all right, well, where's Sam got it? He's like, man, Nate knew him. Nate's like, Sam ain't showing up. And the promoter who got the whole event was like, no, Sam gonna show up. He better show up. I done got all this going on. Sam, he better not. He know better than to do me like this. So they was like, Sam, what's going on? Sam like, yeah, we in the car right now. How big is he? How big is the guy? He was like, man, he was at the weigh-in, man. You know what he weighs. Sam, what did you doing? He was like, cuz my guy might not, he was like, Mom, we don't let him fight my other guy. This guy like 20 pounds bigger. They were like, no, he did this before, man. We ain't doing that. They like, Sam's always pulling these moves. No, we ain't doing that. They were going up to look at dude weight. They was like, oh, hell no, man. What is Sam trying to pull? He was like, man, I'm trying to go get the guy, man, but he ain't been around. I've been calling his phone, saying, like, I've been looking for him, man, but I don't know if he going to show up or not. Sam told that dude, no, you ain't fighting him.
Man, I actually
gonna pull it, man. Every time he gonna pull it. He's slick.
That's my dog. I actually started my boxing career in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
My pro debuts, and I fought down there like 4 times too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was in there, man. I was staying in I was staying in
Calumet City?
What's the name of that place? Skokie,
Illinois. Okay.
Yeah, they had me a house in Skokie, some big old rich person house. They was letting us stay at for training camp.
That's what's
I was in
up.
Skokie.
That's close.
But
out
I
with
fought at Cicero Stadium. That's when I met R. Kelly. Shout out to R. Kelly.
Oh yeah,
R. Kelly was.
You better get Sean nice and shut down now. Yeah, what's up, the Kels?
Shout out to my boy R. Kelly. He was at my fight, man. Straight up.
Man, Sam, yeah, that's why you normally meet Sam, then you meet all the other promoters.
And it says
Yeah.
It says here one of your fights was in Rosemont, Illinois, at the Ramada Hotel. The promoter was Dominique Purcelli and Sam Mercer.
Yeah, the Ramada at the O'Hara airport.
Right by the airport. They got it right there. That's where we normally had the weigh-ins at. Like we had a weigh-ins like right over there too.
And then who was that one promoter that fought that George Foreman knocked out? I met him.
Loose.
I know who you're talking about. Gosh, how the hell I keep forgetting his name? And we follow each other on Facebook.
You said you fought. You talking about one of the guys you fought?
Yeah, can you look up George Foreman record?
All his fights be.
Well, where was your fight at? Where was this at?
What's his name? Is his name Johnny something or no?
Tell me, where was it you fought him at?
No. George Foreman. He fought some. He a big time promoter in Chicago, but he fought Foreman back in the day.
He's like one of the only ones left. All his fights is at the Horseshoe.
Chicago promoter.
His name. Oh, and I could think of it. It's
Bobby
right.
Bobby Hits.
Bobby Hits.
Bobby.
Oh, Bobby Hits.
Yeah, Bobby Hits. Yeah, that's it. Bobby.
Worked with him. Yeah.
Bobby, the last girl I was dating, she was working with Bobby. She was a ring girl for Bobby. I was like, Bobby, what you doing?
I ain't gonna lie. I went to the craziest shit I ever seen in boxing was in Chicago. I went to a black tie fair boxing type show, and they was all in there in their suits, smoking cigars and stuff while the fights was going on. But then in the round card girls was like walking like half naked, and then after that, they was like getting butt naked, laying on the pool tables and stuff. I was like, what the, bro? It was.
That's a Bobby event.
I wasn't ready. I never seen a boxing show like this. Was a real boxing show. I was like, it was like a black tie members only type thing, and man, they was in there wild. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Bobby,
I didn't fight. I was just in there to watch because I was in Chicago training at the time.
Oh, did Bobby get you in? Who got you in there?
Yeah, somebody got me in.
Right, somebody had to get you in there.
Somebody got me in, man, because they wouldn't let nobody get up in there.
No.
I remember, matter of fact, the best club I ever been to was in Chicago. It was somewhere downtown.
Sound bar.
I don't remember the name, but you had to know somebody to get, like, you can't just walk in or pay a door fee. You had to be somebody or know somebody to get in. And we was with.
Did they have like 3-4 nightclubs in one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Sound Bar. You was at the Sound Bar.
Bro, greatest club I ever been to in my life. Man, it was going down, bro. Oh my! And then I met a dude that had a loft apartment thing across the street downtown, one of them high rises. So everybody went from the club to his house.
Yep.
That's after everybody tried to go eat. I think we left out of there like 7. I mean, it was like full sun out when we walked out. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It was dark when we walked in that mud. We walked out, it was light. I was like, God dang.
Yeah, normally, Sean, they had like 5 clubs in one almost. They got like techno, whatever Cuban stuff in one room. Downstairs is hip hop. Downstairs is like all hip hop. So all the hip hop crowd was down there. I took Carla and Johnny there that night. Remember, I came there and I know the guy that owned the place because my buddy worked there. He gave my buddy a job.
Right.
So as soon as he saw me, he was like, "Oh man, it's you!" Like, dude, I ain't seen you in so long.
Right.
So he grabbed me, took me right through VIP. We went through all the lines, everything. We went straight downstairs. He was like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Man, nothing, man." And we sat down there, had VIP. They was like, "Man, you got us through all them lines." I'm like, "Man, I don't club it like that." I was like, "I don't be out here." I'm only here because y'all in town. That's the only reason I'm here. I was at home and was glad to be at home.
Chicago ain't to be messed with, man. That's a whole nother beast. They got money for real. Like,
well, some of them do, but now it's like Beirut, someplace down there. I won't even go. I haven't been there in years. Now people, they doing smashing grabs, and they shot one of the bouncers at that club because somebody wouldn't let them in.
Yeah, man, they won't let you in that mud. We told them we was boxers, and then we was with somebody, and that's how we got in.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you in. Like, they have a certain limit, like you ain't getting in. Now when Enclave is like that, the Enclave, that's where like the UFC fighters go because they got like all the snow candy they want. That's what happened to Anderson Silva that night. He had a fight on Saturday night, and Friday night he in Enclave just skiing the Alps. And next thing you know, he get in there and he threw up the worst performance that Dana White had. He had the best post-fight press conference of anything you ever expected to hear. You would never see a promoter talk like that about their own fighters. They stunk tonight. This fight was terrible. I'm like, man, this is your event. What the?
At least try to lie about it. Damn.
Yeah, he didn't even, man. He definitely was mad. He was like, they deserve to get booed tonight. The way they did it, both guys, Anderson Silva was like, look, I've done enough. I'm just going to stay away. I ain't trying to knock nobody out. I'm going to get back to the Enclave.
For real, man. And then I went to this one bar where the girls was dancing on the bar, like Coyote Ugly type thing.
Yeah, they did that out here. That was like, that's near where you live. That's in Des Plaines. That was right over, it was called Dick's. It was right across from where you was in Skokie. It was right down the street.
Yeah.
I said, I know exactly where you were.
Yeah, man. That's
from there. I probably was there that night.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm like, man, they got the mechanical bulls and stuff. Man, the girls, man. Hey, Chicago blew my mind when I first went. I was like, man, I wasn't ready. I ain't think Chicago had nothing.
Well, yeah, that was the good old days.
this was back. Yeah, because this was back like 04, 05, 06. You know what I'm saying? That's
when I was living the life then. I was having a blast. Now my whole blast is let me go home. See what's on Disney Plus or Netflix. That's me having a blast. Now I'm like, all right, we finna have a whole day of Cobra Kai. I'm like, I'm retired. I gotta. That's like seeing these young kids out here now. I'm like, man, this dude in here with a reflecting jacket. I'm like, this whole jacket, I can see my whole reflection in. He's standing in there with some like neon candy shoes and trying to talk tough. Look, nobody gonna tell me nothing. I'm like, what in the world? This dude out here.
Man, the first time I ever went to Panera Bread, I was in Chicago. I never even heard of Panera Bread at first. That restaurant. I was like, that's every time I see Panera Bread, I think about Chicago. I was like, dang, because only thing I couldn't get with was that snow, bro. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, that snow. Right now we got snow. Now we got this ice. But I pay a guy to come out here whenever it's snow. He just come out and do the whole house and everything. I woke up, it was already shoveled. I said, that's what I'm talking about.
You pay somebody to come melt it down?
Man, I'm coming there to come. His job to shovel it and put that salt down to get that snow up out of there and that ice.
Right.
That's his job. Whenever it snows, come and put it down. I will run you your cash out. I'm not touching a shovel no more. I'm retired.
And then I found out that y'all have to change out rims. Like if y'all have nice rims, chrome rims.
Yeah. You got to do that.
Yeah, I found out all that Chicago stuff. I'm like, oh no, in Houston we don't got to do none of that.
No, because it's always hot there, man.
We lucky if we get flurries.
Yeah, that metal would freeze up. You will never get the rims off.
I'm like, damn, you can't be riding on slab during the winter. Like, you gotta take too much.
Unless they're gonna be permanently on there. That's it.
I said, damn. Yeah, I like Chicago though.
Yeah. All right, well, guys, we're gonna wrap it up, man. We already hitting an hour and 15 minutes. Man, listen, man, I want to thank T. Diddy for being on here. I'm
finna watch the rest of the Lakers game. Let me see. Let me Google and see what
it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good for me. I need them Lakers to pull it up. They must have turned that magnet off.
It's 39. It's 39-38 Lakers with 8 minutes left in the second quarter.
Oh, the Lakers came back. All right, there we go. I need that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I need them to turn that magnet on. I need to win this money.
Yeah.
You got it.
So Carcino, what we're gonna do? Me, T. Diddy, and Alejandro are usually on Mondays at 9. So we're gonna send you the link for next week, man. Hopefully you're free where you can hop on with us next Monday at 9.
Okay, cool. I might not make it exactly at 9, but yeah, I might could jump on in.
All right. Man, I want to thank everybody for popping on here. Until next time, this is Sean with Boxing and Basketball. Shout out Carcino, T. Diddy. Make sure you hit your YouTube channel, subscribe, and we're out.
Go ahead, Tuffy.